So today we've got a truck here in which somebody had located the 7-way trailer connector up here to a mount near the license plate. But over time, and I'm guessing because the wiring in the trailer was too short, it broke it off here and it had been left dangling. And we can see we've got a broken ground wire here. So I've already gone ahead and put a new mounting plate here below the hitch receiver. And so we're unable to get this through here. Now's a perfect time to go ahead and replace this end with a new one. And so we're going to get it mounted up here properly so it's secure, no more snapping off. It'll have 4 bolts holding it instead of just one by the corner here. So the first thing we need to do at this point is get our wiring out of the original one. And so there's going to be a couple different screws here. First, there's one on the end here, which is going to kind of hold a collar in place for the seal at the end. So I'm going to take my Phillips screwdriver and I will just back that out. And then there's 2 Phillips screws on the sides here. So I'm going to back those all the way out, or really I could take them out completely. Now this is going to allow me to open the whole unit up, and I should be able to grab my wires and I'll force this through. Those set screws were basically holding the internal piece here in place. So it might take a little bit of effort, and I might have to do some off-camera work here so you don't see the violence involved with this. But what I'm going to do is drive this all the way out and get exposed to the wires themselves. So now by taking my Phillips screwdriver and kind of jamming it in the end here, you can see I've been able to kind of tap against the hitch here and get this loosened up. So now we're going to pull this out the rest of the way. I've got to be able to feed these wires through, and you can see there's a fair amount of corrosion in here. We've also got some rust on the terminals here, but really the next step is going to be to remove all the screws here, get the wires off. So yes, our connector came with a new wiring guide, but one little trick I like to do, especially in today's world with everybody's got a smartphone with a camera, quite often I'm going to look at where the alignment tab is here. There's one large groove, and so I'm just going to snap a picture of it and use this for future reference. And I'll kind of rotate my way around the vehicle here and make sure I've got pictures of every angle, and I'm going to reference those for my reinstallation process. So at this point, I can simply loosen all these screws up and remove my wiring. So similarly, on our new unit, we have to do a little bit of disassembly here. So we need to access this piece in here to connect our new wires to. So just like in the other unit, there's going to be a couple Phillips head screws. So I will loosen these up. I don't necessarily have to take them out all the way, but at this point I should be able to get my center cartridge out. And so that's what I'm going to hook my new wires to, but we have to do a little more removal yet. So here with the old unit, I've gone ahead and removed the center cartridge, so we've got all of our wiring here. Next thing I need to do is remove it from the entire housing. So I've got it set aside here. I'm also going to get this rubber grommet off of here. So once we've got the old unit completely removed, now the first thing I need to do is put it through my bracket. That's the first step. We don't want to get all done with this and then realize we didn't put it through the bracket. Now yes, we do offer a bracket with a little slice. for those people that do forget it. But in this case, we've got a complete solid mounted bracket, so we want to utilize it that way. So once we've got our wiring through the bracket, next thing we want to do is insert it into our new unit here. And so we're going to feed the wires all the way through, and we're going to have them exposed on the end here. So we'll slide them as much as we can, and then we're going to attach it to our new connector. Okay, so we've got our wires fed through the new unit and through our bracket here. But before I start connecting them to the actual cartridge here, you might have noticed on the original unit that somebody put spade connectors on here. Now that's not a bad idea, and I'm not against it, but there is some corrosion on these units, and they were kind of a tight fit in there, and it's just one extra connection point. So I'm going to eliminate these, and so I'm just going to cut the ends off. So using my wire strippers, I'm just going to peel back just over 1/4 inch of wire here. It's going to give me a little better connection once I slide these into place. So referencing back to my original pictures that I took with my cell phone here, you can see I've got some of these pictures. I'm going to start at the main groove here and work my way all the way around, installing the wires, and then I'm going to take my Phillips head screwdriver and tighten these screws in, locking the wires into place. Okay, so I've gone ahead and made all my wiring connections here. Now I need to get the whole unit slid together. So I'm going to take my main alignment tab, which is going to go towards the bottom on this particular piece, and then you can see where my set screws also go in here to retain the unit. So we're going to kind of get things lined up here. Might have to do a little twisting and turning to get it completely in place. But once I've got it all the way fed in there, now it's completely in, I'm going to take my Phillips head screwdriver and I will tighten down these 2 screws here. Now that has tightened my cartridge into place. Now I've also got my Phillips screw on the end here, which I'm going to just tighten down, and that's going to tighten the seal down, or the strain reliever. So once I get that tightened down, I don't want to overly tighten it and damage it. Now we're ready to go ahead and mount our new unit up to our bracket, which we've already installed. I'm going to clean up obviously some of this tape. We've got a lot of excessive wiring, which I'm going to tie up underneath the chassis of the vehicle. I'm going to repair the ground, and then we're going to make sure that everything works as designed. So there, we've gone ahead and we've got our new unit installed here, tucked away. It's secure. It's not going to snap off like the previous unit did. We're feeling much better about this. So hopefully you understand that with just a couple of screwdrivers, maybe a wire stripper, you can quickly and simply update your vehicle side trailer wiring connector. Maybe to go one step further, we take our handy little electrical tester here, plug it in, and then go through all the different functions to make sure it's working properly.